Today I'm going to do a full breakdown of the Gogokid Mock Class. So if you are here, then congratulations, you have passed your Gogokid interview. The hard part is behind you. If you have not completed your Gogokid interview yet, then go watch this video first, and then once you've completed your interview, then you can come back here. I've helped hundreds of applicants through the Gogokid hiring process, and so even if you're not one of my referrals, I know this video and tutorial of the mock class will be helpful for you and give you a lot of tips to ace your mock class. Hey, I'm Danie. I've been an online teacher for about 4 years now, and this channel is dedicated as a resource to online teachers and also online teachers who are interested in venturing into entrepreneurship. So if that's something you're interested in, then definitely hit subscribe and also click the notification bell to know every single time I post a new video. Quick note, if you are already a referral of mine, I highly recommend that you watch the exclusive video I have for referrals that actually shows you the slides. I go along with the slides. I can't put that on YouTube, so I'm sorry. I will take you through them. I just can't show you the slides on YouTube. If you would like access to that and you don't have a referral yet, then you can just shoot me an email at Danie@HeyDanieJ and I will send that over to you. Okay, let's get into the Gogokid Mock Class tutorial. I highly recommend that you pull up the slides and you do this alongside with me so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so slide number 1 is just welcome to Gogokid's Mock Class. So you can move over to slide number 2, and slide number 2 says currently there are 2 different types of mock classes. So essentially you can either be in a live mock class or a recorded mock class. I will say that for most of my referrals, it's a recorded mock class. I think it's more cost effective for the company anyway, but that's not to say that the lives do happen, so just know it might be either or. So if you get into the classroom and you click start class and no one's there, it's a recorded and you already did the interview like that, you're golden. But if you click in and there is someone there, then you will just teach it to that person, and that person's going to be pretending to be a 5-year-old, okay? And if it's recorded, then you're pretending that there's that 5-year-old there. Gogokid also shares on this page that the classroom is valid for an hour, but the teaching part of the mock class should be 15 minutes. So know that you can just exit the classroom as soon as you finish. You don't need to click anything or, click end class. Just exit out and it all will be recorded. I have a lot of questions about that, so don't worry, it records itself. Okay, slide number 3 is important for the live mock class. And again, this is what I just said about how the interviewer is going to be pretending to be a 5-year-old student. A little weird, I know, but just go with it. Slide number 4 is some important tips for the self-recorded mock class. Now, the biggest thing to note here is that some of the functions aren't going to work if you are in a recorded class because the student isn't there. And so the functions only work if the student's there to click. And so I will show you as I go through what that means, and I'll say, okay, if you're in a live class, then this isn't going to work, but just something to know. So if you aren't able to click end or whatever it may be, don't panic. Just know that that's probably one of the functions that doesn't work if there's not a student there, and I will go into that more as I go through the slides. Slide number 5 talks about Gogokid's interactive courseware features. So in the mock class, you will experience 3 of the interactive courseware features, and those are point and click, spin the wheel, and read after AI. So let's move into slide number 6. Slide number 6 is point and click. And point and click is it's pretty much what it says it is. It's to listen and to click. So what you want to do is before you ever click start, which you see it says ended on the right hand corner of the GIF that they're showing you on slide number 6, but before you ever click start for the student to actually click and check the right answer, you want to make sure that the student understands what the answer is and how this works. So what I do, it's circled in the picture, her eyes, and on the left hand side it says eyes and the right hand side it says mouth. So what I will do is I will point to my eyes, or I'll circle Amy's eyes and I will say, what are these? And I'll test the student out. So we're going to try and answer the question even before we look at the 2 options. And the student will just say, eyes, good eyes. And then I will click on the audio. So you see where they have the 2 audio buttons on mouth and eyes? I will click mouth and I'll say, and it will say mouth. And I'll say, eyes? No. And then I'll click the other one that says eyes, and the voice will go eyes. And I'll look at the student and go, eyes? Yes, eyes. Okay, and then I will say, okay, can you, and then I'll have my clicker, can you click eyes? And then because we were just pointing out between the 2 with the audio, the student has a better idea of what I want them to do. Then I will click start, and then the student can click the right answer. So the student isn't able to click the right answer until you click start. So that is point and click. Now to slide number 7 of the Gogokid mock, the explanation of spin the wheel. So spin the wheel is a way for the student to review the words that you have worked on together. So what you'll do is you'll click start, in the corner, on the right-hand corner. It says end right there in the GIF, but it will say start when you're actually in the class. And then you'll ask the student to click the start button. So you say, can you click start? And you can circle start if you're wanting to show them what the word start is, and then the student will click it and it will come to a picture or a word, and then I would try and get the student to say it without me telling them, and then we review that word. That's spin the wheel. Slide number 8 of the mock class goes over read after AI. So read after AI, I think, is one of the most confusing of the interactives, but once a student gets it, they get it, and then it's easy from then on, especially if the student's been with Gogokid for a while. So what this is actually, it's a little creepy, but the AI can hear the student say the sentence, and then it will give them points of how well they said it. So Uni will either give them 1, 2, or 3 stars. What I do is I practice it before. Again, like we talked about with the point and click, I practice it before with the student before I ever click start. So what I will do is I will click on the audio and we will listen, and it will say, I have 2 eyes. And then I always use a mic for this because it explains it so much better. And I will say, I have 2 eyes. And then I will put the mic up to the student and I'll have them repeat. And then if the student does a good job, then I click start and we do it right away. But if the student doesn't do a good job, then we practice it to perfect it, if there's any pronunciation errors. And then I say, okay, ready? And I'll click start and I'll click the audio where he says, I have 2 eyes. And then I put the mic up. So the student knows to repeat and say, I have 2 eyes, and you can have them say it a couple times if they need to before the timer runs out, and then Uni will give them the points of how well they said that sentence. So that is read after AI. Slide number 9 of the Gogokid Mock is just explaining that there are going to be some places where you want to correct the student. So you're either pretending that the student did something wrong and you're fixing that behavior or pronunciation, or your interviewer is going to be doing this if you're in a live, okay? So something to note. So like this says, student mispronounced the word I. This sign indicates a situation. This is a description of the situation, okay? So it's just saying that you need to then show how you would correct a mispronunciation of the word I. So that might be, I usually like to show pronunciation by showing what the mouth looks like for pronunciation. So I would go, I. Good. I. Okay, something like that to show the pronunciation and show that you know how to correct pronunciation. Slide number 10 is just some Gogokid Mock Class teaching tips. Remember that the mock class is only 15 minutes, and I highly recommend that you practice by filming yourself on your own outside of that window where you are actually completing the mock class, but practice it and review it and see how you're doing, if you need to speed it up or slow it down at all. If you're one of my referrals, then I also will review those practice sessions for you as well. The rest of these tips on the slide you can read yourself, but just remember lots of hand motions, TPR, not many filler words, and high energy, even if it feels a little ridiculous. High energy is better in your interview, even if you are a more subdued teacher. They just want to see that you can have high energy with the younger kids. Okay, slide number 11, ready to begin? Let's go. Slide number 12 is the first official slide of the Gogokid Mock Class. So this is a slide where you are going to say hello to the student, introduce yourself, and ask the student how he or she is. So what I would do is I will start saying hello, and as I'm saying hello, I will click on the slide, and then it will take me to where there's an open book and a picture of a teacher. So I would say, hello, hi, I am Teacher Danielle. What is your name? And then I can click on the book again, and there's a picture of a student that comes up and it says, hi, I am. And so maybe the student is Tom. So I'd say, oh, Tom. Good. I am Tom. Good. Hi, I am Tom. Very good. Okay. And so just getting the student to say it back to you in a sentence. You already know this. You did the interview. You've got this first slide, obviously. And then you click on it again and you can ask the student, how are you? So the teacher says, I am happy. I would say, Tom, I am happy. How are you? Are you sad? Are you happy? Happy? Good. I am happy. Very good. Okay, so that's how you can do that slide. And then if you want to hear, it's important to note that you want to have a reward system. So if you were in a live mock class, then you'll be able to give out the reward system by hovering over the student's picture and you can give them a magic crystal. But if you are in a recorded class, then you will not be able to give out those magic crystals. So they say to just pretend, but either way, if you're in a live or recorded, you're going to want to have a secondary reward system. So here I would also introduce your secondary reward system. Now, if you are one of my referrals, then you have this cutout that I have for you. This is just an example of a reward that you can do. And if you have Canva, you can do this yourself and make this. Or, be creative, be yourself, make a reward that fits you. But I would then introduce my reward and I would say, Tom, when you do a good job today, we will make a face. Okay, so I'm introducing my secondary reward. Slide number 13 of the Gogokid Mock Class is just the title page. So you can keep talking with the student a little bit. They say you can ask the student, what is this? You can circle the different characters. So I might circle Jack and I would say, Tom, what do you see? And Jack? Yes, I see Jack. Hi, Jack. Okay, and you can do that with other characters if you want to, depending on how much time you think you have as you practice this. Also, you should have a Jack and Amy cutout from the first interview if you've got those printouts from me. Slide number 14 of the Gogokid Mock Class is just a song. So you can say, Tom, let's sing. And you can click and sing the song along with the student. And make sure you do that TPR and acting it out. Slide number 15 of the Gogokid Mock Class is introducing the main word that you're going to be teaching, and that's I and eyes. So as you can see on this side, Gogokid has that hazard saying the student mispronounces the word I. So we want to make sure to correct that. Again, when we're learning a new word, you want the student to say it at least 3 times. So using different voices is always a good idea. So you can click on the book and it will first circle Tom's one eye and you will teach the singular word I. So here I have my cutout. I would say I. Good. I. Good, Tom. I. Yes, very good. I. One eye. Very good, Tom. Okay, so then I click on Jack again and it circles eyes. Now you're teaching the plural word eyes. So eyes. 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 Yes. 2 eyes. Good, Tom. Okay, so that is how you can go about teaching that slide and correcting that pronunciation however you would like to. So I definitely recommend having a printout of 1 eye and 2 eyes, or even just drawing it out yourself. I think it helps explain it better and just adds some extra oomph to your class. Remember, Gogokid wants you to have at least 2 props of your own, so I always recommend having more than that. Just print them out or draw them out, and it always makes you look good. Slide 16 of the Gogokid Mock Class is the listen and click, and we already talked about this in the beginning of the tutorial, but remember, we're going to review it first, right? Before I ever click start, we're going to review it. So I would say, Tom, what do you see? Yes, eyes. 2 eyes. Good, okay. And then I'm going to click the sound and it will say mouth. Mouth? No. And then I'll click eyes, the sound eyes. Eyes? Yes, eyes. Okay, Tom, can you click eyes? And then I will click start. And then the student can click the word eyes. And if the student is confused and doesn't understand to click the word eyes, you can always circle the word eyes. When you're clicking the words, it will move so the student understands where you're clicking. But if they didn't see, you can always circle it if it's not obvious to them what the word eyes looks like. After this, always make sure that we're praising the student throughout. Awesome job, Tom. Very good. If it's a live class, I will give out the magic crystal. If not, I will pretend, boop, woohoo, Tom, you get a magic crystal. Yes. And then I will say, Tom, let's make our face. Okay, Tom. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? One eye? Okay. One eye. Oh, good job. One eye. Yes. So this is a fun reward because we're also reviewing the main words. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and it's really funny. So you don't have to do a reward like this, but I just thought it was a good idea, and I'm going to start doing it with my other Go-Go kids anyway, so I thought I'd just print it out. And you have that if you're my referral, and if you would like that, then just shoot me an email. Again, Danie@heydaniej.com. Slide number 17 of the Gogokid Mock Class is just a transition slide. Let's play a game. All right, so we just praise the student. All right, Tom, let's play. Woohoo. Okay, boom. We go into slide 18 of the Gogokid Mock Class, and that is the spin the wheel. So we also reviewed this already. We're reviewing the words that the student has already practiced. So spin the wheel is always at the end of a class or end of after teaching those main concept words. So this is one of the slides that's not going to work quickly if you are in the recorded mock. Don't be alarmed if you're not able to click that start button and practice it. Just pretend it's landing on the different words and practicing with the students. You would say, Tom, mouth. Yes. Okay. Click start. Good. Eyes. Yes. Okay, so I'm just pretending. If I'm going to record it, I'm just pretending that students clicking through and we're reviewing these. And remember, I'm not just giving them the answer. I'm showing that I'm trying to get the student to output to me without asking them. So that's just a great way. And that's something really good to do in your actual classes too, right? It's not always giving the student the answer, but really trying to get them to say it before you do. So you can go through these and you can have your cutouts of the different mouth. Okay. And then you are all done with the review. Slide number 19 of the Gogokid Mock Class, you're going to be working on questions and answering in sentences. So you can see on the slide, there's a hazard picture and it said the student repeats a teacher's question instead of answering. So I'm going to show you how you can correct this, and I highly recommend using a puppet. So let's just dive right into the slide first. When you click on the slide, a Gogokid character will say, what do you have? So you'll say that then again and have the student repeat. What do you have? Good. Okay, and then you can click the slide again, and then a Gogokid character will say, I have 2 eyes. And so you'll hear the audio say it, and then you can say it and have the student repeat it. I have 2 eyes. Good, Tom. So now we want to practice the student answering the question. And this is where Gogokid says the student isn't understanding, so they want you to show how you would correct that. So I would say, Tom, what do you have? I have 2 eyes. Panda, what do you have? I have 2 eyes. Oh, very good. Teacher, what do you have? I have 2 eyes. Tom, what do you have? Very good. Yes. Okay, so I'm using the puppet to show how to answer the question. So this is always my way if a student doesn't, because this is actually a common thing that happens in class, and if you teach for other companies, then you know that a lot of times students will just repeat the question after you. So a puppet really helps you explain that concept of, I want you to answer the question, not repeat the question. Slide number 20 of the Gogokid Mock Class is the reading AI, which we also already went over. So remember that what is most helpful is using that microphone. So before you ever click start, you want to teach the student that when they see the mic, they need to say the sentence. That way, when you do click start, they're able to get that full 3 magic crystals from uni. So I'm going to first practice the sentence with the student before I click start. So I will click on the play button and it will say, I have 2 eyes. I have 2 eyes. I have 2 eyes. Good. Okay, Tom, ready? Then I will click start and the audio will say, I have 2 eyes, and the mic will come up for the student. So I will go. So again, just by doing that, the student knows to speak into the mic and answer the question. So that's how I teach the reading AI. Again, if the student's not there, they're not going to be able to do that, but you can show that you understand how to teach it. Slide 21 of the Gogokid Mock Class is teaching the letter big A and small a. And again, we see that there's a hazard picture from Gogokid saying the student is distracted by a toy. So we want to grab the student's attention back in. So we can click on the slide and a big A and the small a will come up. So I will say, Tom, what letter is it? Oh, Tom, 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 where are your eyes? Tom, where are your eyes? There we go, eyes. Okay, look, Tom, what letter is it? Okay, so I just pulled the student. So I'm pretending the student wasn't paying attention. I pulled them back in by using my puppet. You can do that however you want, right? What would you actually do in your classroom? Show Gogokid your personality. How would you pull that student back in and then start teaching letter A? What letter is it? A, good. Big A. Yes. What letter is it? And you'll see little a is also on there. Good. Little a. Yes, very good. Big A, little a. Woohoo, very good job, Tom. Awesome. Praising the student. Tom, I'm going to give out another magic crystal. Ba-doop. I should be giving out all my magic crystals this class. Remembering praising the student, giving your reward. Tom, okay, we got a magic crystal. We need a nose. A nose, Tom. Do you like 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 2? Okay. Nose. Yes. Okay. Good. Eye. Nose. Very good job, Tom. Okay, and then we move on to the next slide. Slide number 22 of the Gogokid Mock Class is teaching the student how to trace the letter big and small a. Here again, we see the hazard symbol, and Gogokid said the student does not understand the teacher's instructions to trace the letter. Okay, so it's trying to explain to the student that we want them to trace. So first, let's work on getting them to click, and then I will show how I would get the student to understand that I want them to trace. So first, I would say, Tom, what letter is this? Good. Big A. Yes. What letter is this? Little a. Very good. Okay, Tom, can you, and I will circle the pencil. I will circle the pencil and say, Tom, can you click the pencil? And I would have a little, if you have a pencil, that's awesome. It's enough to, if you can circle it and say, Tom, can you click the pencil? The student at this point should be comfortable with clicking, especially when you circle something. So the student, we would pretend the student's clicking. If it's a live class, then the student will click. If it's a recorded class, then you can click the pencil for the student, and it will show how you traced big A, and then you do the same thing with small a. Okay, so once you finish with the pencil tool, then you want the student to actually practice tracing it themselves. Okay, so when a student doesn't understand what to do, Gogokid always says it's I do, we do, you do. So first, I'm going to do it because I understand the student's confused, to show them what they need to do. Then we can do it together, and then I think the student should be able to do it on his or her own. So I would say, Tom, can you draw letter A? Can you draw A? Okay. So then I am going to get out my pencil tool, and I am going to write big A. Tom, okay, can you? Big A. Very good. Okay, so I did the first one, then he copied over me on the big A, and now I want Tom to do small a all by himself. Tom, can you write small a? Yes! Awesome, Tom! Woohoo! Good job! Praise the student. You can give another reward if you want. And then let's move on to slide 23 of the Gogokid Mock Class, and that is practicing a sentence. So Gogokid's notes for you on this slide are for the teacher to practice the sentences with the student, and then the teacher may use the onstage function and say, now it's your turn to do the presentation. So the onstage function is actually where you can move your head. Your head will be in a little circle to this point of the slide. So normally you and the student are on the side and the PowerPoint's in the middle, but the onstage function of the Gogokid Classroom is when you can click on the little arrow button that you hover over yourself, and you can click on the arrow button, and it puts you in the slide as a little circle, your head. So it's saying that you can do that. So you can do that if you want. So I would practice a sentence with the student first, and I would say, what do you have? I have eyes. Good. Okay. And then maybe I would put myself in there for one, and I would say, I have eyes. Okay. And then put myself back if you want to use this function. And then you can pretend like you're doing it with the student if you're in recorded, and if you are in a live, then you can actually pull that teacher in by clicking that button. And if this is overwhelming to you, then don't do it, right? If you got a handle of it, you can do it. If not, then just practice back and forth with the student. You do not have to use that function. You can just say, okay, Tom, what do you have? And you can hold up the picture and have them say it, and that is fine too, okay? Better to not be nervous and fumbling through this if you don't understand where that function is, and that is something you will get more comfortable with as class goes on, and I highly recommend practicing through with the classroom functions before the interview. The onstage function is actually super fun. I really, really like it, and it comes in handy. Slide number 24 of the Gogokid Mock Class is a chant. So you will listen to the chant, and you will try and have the student, get the student to try and say it, and you can say it with the student too. What do you have? Pretty easy, okay? Then slide number 25 of the Gogokid Mock Class is you're going to sing the chant again, and you're going to try and have the student sing totally independently. You can praise the student. Maybe the student made an error, so after the song, something good to do to show your expertise would be to say, good job, and then go over one of the sentences from the song to show that you are correcting that maybe a pronunciation or just an error that they had. It's always a great thing for Gogokid to see in the interview, and especially when you start teaching classes, is parents seeing that you are detail-oriented and you do correct those things, even in a song. Okay, slide number 26 of the Gogokid Mock Class, you are done. So remember to give out another magic crystal. Say, Tom, awesome job today. Okay, do you want, where's my other mouth? I would say, do you want one or two? And then I would put, I would do the last thing of my reward. So we have this crazy face, and you could give out your last reward and praise the student and say, see you next time, woohoo! And then you're done with the mock class. Very good. So Gogokid says on slide number 27, your next steps are that you're going to receive feedback within 3 days. And if you have any issues, you can email support@teachers.gogokid.com. Okay, and slide number 28 just says, we look forward to seeing you in the Gogokid classroom. So, you hopefully have a great understanding now of how to do the mock class. I hope that this has been very helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. If this has been helpful for you, please let me know in the comments below. It's always really helpful for me to get comments. And if you have any questions, you can also shoot those in the comments or send me an email at danie@heydaniej.com. If you want a quick rundown of the full Gogokid application process, then check out this video. And if you're interested in getting into ESL and entrepreneurship, then check out this video. All right, well, I will see you next time. Have an awesome day and good luck on your interview.